All right. We are back again for part two. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, we are recognizing when we're winning, part two. I'm gonna see how long I can go with this live feed before it gets interrupted. Same as always, as you come in, give me an audio check, let me know everything and stuff is good, and we'll go ahead and break into the topic of which we were talking about yesterday. All right, salute Brother Hicks from Raleigh, North Carolina, not too far away. You are indeed first again. All right, Zach M, audio's good. All right. Just like I was explaining yesterday, man, it's, recognize when you're in a winning position. You see, a lot of times and stuff, we get caught up in the fact of, who is that? Latino Wolf Brother, what's going on? All right. Again, welcome to everyone that's coming into the room. Picking up from yesterday is that one of the things that we do, all right, Brother Dale from Houston, one of the things that we do a lot of times is that in our preparation, or I ain't gonna say preparation, or more like, when you're in a race, and stuff, and it consists of you having to go through so many laps and stuff, and so, in that preparation of going across the finish line, the race can seem like it's ongoing and stuff, and so we get caught up in the race and stuff and hope that it's something that never ends, or in the position, or we preparing ourselves and stuff to be in that winning position. We get caught up in the fact of preparing ourselves, and then we think that's the norm. We think that's the norm and stuff, and so I tell a lot of guys, especially those that are in when you're in a lease program and stuff, and so you prepared yourself and stuff because maybe at the time you didn't have the capital necessary, you didn't have the credit necessary to go down there to a lot to where you can get something at a fair market value, where the interest levels and stuff are very small, those sort of things there and stuff. And so, we get comfortable, in these programs and stuff. And so, those programs are not designed to where you can make a purchase, just outright and stuff. And so, I tell you, every time I go live, man, that's when I get a bunch of stuff start happening. Yeah, it never freaking fails, man. So, anyway, when you're in that position and stuff of purchasing a truck and stuff like that, and so we get, we look at the fact that, well, okay, we're making money. I did get capital, I did get my capital, I did get my credit and stuff like that. I think I'm just going ahead and stick with this truck. The payments and stuff were manageable. I learned how to, I learned how to wheel and deal and stuff like that. And you see, when you're in that position right there and stuff in a lease, a lot of times, in business, if it doesn't do anything for your credit, it's not going to do anything to your credit. So, it's not about staying in one position. Everything has to go to work for you. Yourself, then your capital, your credit, everything has to go to work and stuff because, over time, when you understand business a little more, because of you being in that position of readiness and stuff, when you're ready to move to the next level, and say, well, all right, I want to talk about, you know, hiring some drivers and stuff like that. That could be a real thing, you know. I want to expand my fleet. It could be a real thing and stuff, you know. Okay, well, I'm gonna go down here and I'm gonna purchase a couple trucks and stuff, you know, at fair market value, or, you know, I might have insight, you know, like going to an auction and stuff like that, as opposed to going to you know, a lease program or something like that, where, yeah, sure, you can get a truck, but, you know, what's the use of paying hundreds of dollars and stuff a week, as opposed to paying something, you know, at fair market value? You see, you know, going to your riders and your Penskes and stuff like that, you know, you expand your fleet, because what you're doing is that you're trying to maximize everything to do with business, but you're trying to minimize the cost as much as possible, so that you can maximize your profit. Because, you know, where you're profitable, that's when you can expand in business. But, you know, even being comfortable and stuff and saying, well, you know what, I'm just going to be a one truck, one trailer operation, which is totally fine. You know, you still shouldn't be, the only thing that shouldn't be available to you is to go in someone's lease program and say, well, yeah, it's a 50% markup on everything, but that's the only way that I can own a truck or own a trailer, you know, when something is missing, you know, some key things and stuff are missing. So, you know, not having understanding about financial literacy and stuff and so on and so forth, you know, those things there. And again, you know, with the industry being wrapped up in negativity, we oftentimes and stuff, we don't want to listen to other people and stuff, you know, or going to other programs and stuff like that, because of what you may heard from another individual. You know, when, if you're looking at this particular person of interest and you see that they're doing things and stuff, you know, they're doing things, but then the information that you are hearing, right, comes from people that aren't even doing the things and stuff that, you know, that's pertaining to business, or those things and stuff that what you're trying to do. You know, you're trying to expand your fleet, you know, well, you're hearing rumors and stuff from somebody that don't even own a truck. They don't even own a truck. They're not even in the business anymore and stuff, you know. But they, you know, it's when you're in that position there and stuff, a loser's position, then it's very, you know, people are always very critical of winners. And so, you know, you gotta recognize the winners from the losers. You know, the winners are always steady gaining and stuff like that. But, you know, yeah, you know, you're always gonna come under your criticism or whatever. But, you know, your criticism and stuff, how you counter that is just make sure that your science and your knowledge is on point. You know, not everybody's gonna agree, and that's cool too and stuff. You just make sure that what you're doing is something that's solid. Something that can be proven, something that you know, and not something that you believe, you know. And you know, there's nothing wrong with tooting your own horn either and stuff, you know. Recognize when you're winning, because when you're in a winning position, that's something that's deserved, because it wasn't something that was given to you. It came through hard work, sacrifice, you know, doing your due diligence, your trials and your tribulations. So, you know, you are due something, just like all those other steps and stuff that you went through and stuff in order to achieve what you achieved. So, you know, hey, there's nothing wrong with tooting your own horn and stuff like that, or even being, some people may even call you arrogant. They may even call you arrogant. It's not something that that you yourself are doing and stuff, you know. It's just because of what you've been through. It has to put you in a certain point and stuff, in a certain position, because, you know, those things weren't easy. Like I said, a lot of times, you know, a lot of your billionaires, a lot of your millionaires and your billionaires and stuff, you know, they say, well, never meet your heroes, because it's a lot of things and stuff that they went through. And so, you know, when you finally meet them, all right, trucking with Blue Money, it's a lot of things that people go through, right? those trials and tribulations there and stuff. And so, you know, a person may come up to you with a certain demeanor, you know, and not having any understanding. So, you know, you yourself and stuff being in protection mode, which again, there's nothing wrong with that. Being in protection mode and stuff, you know, you're protecting yourself, you're protecting your best interests, your business, so on and so forth and stuff. And then someone comes up and says, you know, someone comes up and stuff, and then they say things and stuff like that. They may seem like a counter narrative, but you know, that's just you protecting yourself. And so, you know, when they get to that level, they understand, well, you know what, I understood why they took that certain position, why they had that certain posture about themselves. You know, it's not a sense of arrogance, it's just, you know, you have to be on protection mode and stuff at all times, with a lot of times consistent you doing things and stuff that people wouldn't do normally. But when you look at people doing things normally, right, is it consistent of things and stuff to where, is it consistent of things and stuff, you know, of where they're being productive? Let's see, what's going on, preacher? Let's see, what's going on? I caught you live last time. Let's see, you riding through the safety weekend. Let's see, Torrance the trucker, he says you riding through the safety week, whatever that is with the DOT. No, I am not. No, I'm not and stuff. It is starting, you know, that it's not a blitz. It's not a blitz and stuff, but you know, let's be real, is that they weren't able to do the brake check. They weren't able to do the brake check and stuff in April, and they weren't able to do the blitz back in June and stuff because of, you know, enforcement had to be light and stuff in order to get freight and stuff up and down the road and stuff. And so, you know, again, they actually started last week. They actually started last week and stuff, to be honest with you. You know, it's just they're not gonna be doing as many road checks like they usually do and stuff. You know, it's just gonna be kind of spotting a few drivers and stuff here and there and stuff, because again, you know, we still got the COVID-19 that's going on. So I'm not saying that enforcement's going to be light. I'm just saying that, you know, it's not going to be to the degree and stuff where it was last year and stuff, and so on and so forth, because, you know, COVID is a very real thing, and you can't have but so many people in the area at one time and stuff, you know, that sort of thing there and stuff, you know, social distancing, that thing there. So, you know, but no, I'm not gonna be working through this and stuff. In fact, I'm delivering my load. Monday, and and stuff, and then, you know, I'm gonna see if I can find something that's heading south. If not, I'm just gonna, you know, I'm gonna just PC at home. You know, I'm gonna keep to my same traditions. Let's see, Zach Gill. Let's see, what do you say? Hey, bro, can I talk? Say, bro, can you talk about how it is if you're getting ready to purchase a truck during the pandemic and getting into the own operator is a good time? Okay, the pandemic really didn't stop nothing. It didn't stop nothing. It just slowed a lot of things down and stuff. It didn't stop anything. So if you're ready to make that transition and stuff, then, you know, you just got to go through a checklist and make sure that you have the things necessary for business. You know, do you have enough capital? You know, do you have enough capital? That's what a lot of people are starting to recognize now and stuff, is that, you know, this pandemic has taught people the importance of saving, and having necessary capital and stuff, you know, needed to, you know, sustain through the times and stuff, because it was fortunate well, it's unfortunate that the pandemic happened, but something like this and stuff didn't affect the transportation. It didn't affect the transportation division, the transportation industry, like, some of the other areas and stuff like that and everything. So, people are feeling the burn, however, and stuff like that. Those and stuff that weren't prepared. If they didn't have the capital, if their credit and stuff wasn't right and stuff like that. Those sort of things there. But as far as making a transition into becoming an own operator and stuff, then the same things still apply. You just make sure that where you're going is something that's where you're going and stuff. Whether you get your own authority and stuff, or you can talk about leasing on, just make sure that the company that you're going to meets to all of your specifications, all of them. It meets up to all your specifications on a business level, not on something emotional. It's like, well, are they gonna treat me like a person? Are they gonna, the way that they talk to me and all this other stuff there, how do they feel about this, that, or whatever? No. If you're in a business setting, make sure that the people that you're going into business with have the same to lose or just as much to lose. Because, it's not only a business, it's a partnership. And so, that's how you have to look at all things. It's a partnership. The people that you're going to be doing business with, are they employees? People that don't have anything to lose, or they're going to be business-minded people and stuff that understand the business and understand, again, that, when you take L's, they're taking L's too. That sort of thing there. Because, you see, going into a setting where there's a bunch of employees and stuff, you got to remember yourself when you was an employee. Are you going, when you was an employee, did you go beyond your duty task and stuff, or was you very conscientious about the business and stuff like that? Did you understand the comings and goings, the ins and outs of the business that you were in and stuff, being an employee and stuff? A lot of times you weren't. So understanding that and stuff, that's when where you have to go and stuff as far as taking your equipment. It's a partnership, and anything less than that and stuff, you're asking for failure. Because you can't be sitting there taking your equipment and putting it on with people that don't have anything to lose. They get a paycheck on Friday, regardless of whether your truck is moving or not. Not understanding about the comings and goings and stuff about business. Let's see, nice live feed yesterday. Watched it on repeat, great info. Yeah, hey, some water flow and stuff. That's my man right there and stuff. By the way, that's my yeah, that's a partner right there and stuff. He's one of the people and stuff that keeps me up. He keeps me up and stuff on my information to say, well, you know what, I can make a few tweaks here and there. Some things I need to focus on, some things I don't need to focus on and stuff. So, it's good to have people around you and stuff like that, because my man Sun Water Flow, he's always about the business, and not just that, but he's gathering business like-minded people and stuff and coming together, and we're collaborating with great ideas. You need somebody in your squad like that and stuff. If you don't have somebody, then it's something that you're definitely doing wrong and stuff. But it's definitely a blessing to have somebody like that, where, you got somebody that's always keeping you up on your toes and stuff like that when it's coming to business, man. So, and so, I don't know if people give you the recognition like you should get and stuff, but definitely, man, I mean, it's always, this brother's always and stuff about that business, man. 100% of the time, it's like no issue is too big or too small. so I mean that's, you know, and so that's why I'm saying, I mean, recognizing when you're winning. You know, when you got a winning squad like that, they put you in the they bring in the other like-minded people and stuff, you know, and they can give you an insight. They can give you an insight and stuff, you know, even if you're not in that particular field or whatever and stuff, you know. But if you ever wanted to venture over into that, you know, like I said, I mean, I do refrigerated and stuff, but because it's collaboration and stuff, you know, I'm talking to real people about oversized and flatbed, you know, getting that information and stuff there, because, you know, when you're in this position, people are going to ask questions. And so, you know, I hate to be the one, if you ask something and I have to reply, I don't know, you know. I want to have some kind of information, even if it's nothing but, hey, listen, let me refer you to this brother or to this sister right here and stuff, right? And they can give you a play-by-play and stuff. You know, they can give you the 101s and stuff. And so, you know, because I don't want, you know, you're not trying to be one to know everything and stuff, but I definitely want to be one to send you in the right direction. And so, that thing there and stuff, you know, just recognize when you're winning. You got that winning squad and stuff like that. I mean, you know, if they over here talking about the football game and the basketball game and stuff, and we're supposed to be knee deep in business and stuff like that. It's business going on around us, and then we're over here worried about all this other stuff that don't pertain to business whatsoever. Then you see, you know, it's time to, you know, especially those that's making that transition into business. Those the people that, you know, you kind of need to, you know, you kind of need to remove yourself from them. You know what I mean? It's good to talk about things other than business, but you don't need to be in a business setting. You don't need to be in a business setting and talking about other things and stuff, you know, sports and politics, religion, all that other stuff there, you know, which also brings me to another point, is that, you know, I tell people to, you know, whatever your vices are, you know, whatever your vices are and stuff like that, whatever you feel politically, religiously, or personally and stuff, you know, I always said that, you know, emotions have no place in business. Emotions have no place in business, and that's for a reason, because you can see what's happening with that company Goya. You know, what's happening with Goya and stuff is that you know, they're boycotting. Here they are, they're boycotting the business because the CEO and stuff, you know, gave big ups to the president. And so you see, because of him taking that position there and stuff, which is something, again, that's dealing with him personally, you know, he has probably jeopardized his business. You know, he jeopardized his business and stuff. What I'm saying is that, you know, the best way that you can give support to anybody is with your money. You know, how you feel about something or whatever and stuff, you know, in a business setting, you know, especially you being in that particular position, being a CEO and stuff like that. You know, this is a family business that started back in 1926. And they are one of the, Goya is one of the richest families. They're the second richest family in the United States. And because of that statement and stuff, you know, you gotta, especially understanding your consumer base, right? Understanding your consumer base and stuff, you know, that's when you gotta be neutral on the issues and stuff about whatever comes up in a business setting. Where, you know, hey, listen, I'm going back to the dollars. I'm going back to the money. That's what I do to neutralize any, you know, if I'm ever put in any position and stuff like that. I mean, you have to actually know me personally. You have to actually know me personally. I mean, really deeply personally and stuff. And so, as far as like what I say and stuff, is it going to affect my business? You know, you have to be very careful about that and stuff. You know, so I don't get into anything politically. Politically, I don't get into anything and stuff with people's religion or emotions. I don't deal with those things there and stuff, because one wrong thing and your whole business is turned upside down. That's why I don't put stickers. I don't put stickers on my equipment unless it's dealing with something with business. That's it. Well, do I believe in this particular organization, that particular organization? Even if I did, you wouldn't know. And I definitely wouldn't speak to anybody and stuff in a business setting about that, because I understand that my consumer base is exactly what it is. It's a consumer. And so me being a producer and stuff, it's my job to produce and nothing else. So, and people have came up and stuff, and they ask me, well, do I believe in this? Do I believe in that? This political section, this, that, or whatever and stuff. And so, I just, I turn the conversation back to the money. It's always going to be, even if it seems like I'm about to answer your question and stuff, it's always going to be circled back to business. It's always going to be circled back to the dollars. So that's how I work. That's how I operate and stuff like that. I may have said some things and stuff, but not for it to be taken out of context and stuff. It's just it's actually within the confines of context. But to speak on it personally and stuff about that, no, I don't do that. So there's no point even trying to figure that out and stuff like that. They say, you believe in this issue or that issue or whatever. My thing is that I'm here to bring forth the information dealing with the industry, and that's that. So all the other stuff that's personal stuff, I don't get into. All right, another question. Let's see. Zaki asks, how many miles you got on your truck, and has it been holding up good? Yes, I have a little over 700,000 miles on the truck. Yes, it's been holding up good and stuff. I have, anything that constitute work to your truck is considered a breakdown. You see what I'm saying? It's just whether you're broke down on the side of the road and stuff, or whether you catch the issue and it needs to be fixed or needs to be addressed and stuff, that does qualify as a breakdown. So yeah, I had an issue dealing with my coolant reservoir and stuff, where it was spraying out coolant and stuff like that. I've had, issues and stuff with lights, and I had to get stuff rewired, but that's about it. And I'm due for an oil change and stuff. I'm due for a PM, but that's about it. So a lot of things and stuff I was able to catch, and so when I catch it, I go ahead and get it fixed. And that's that. So the next step now is I'm in the process of purchasing another reefer unit. And stuff, and so that's because this dealing with NAN stuff, even though I'm leased, the deal I'm in now and stuff is that I suppose, it's supposed to be covering what, my fees are supposed to be covering the maintenance and stuff like that. And so, the stipulation is that I got to be in either one or two areas and stuff. And so the area that I run doesn't put me in either one of these areas and stuff to get things done. So I just made that decision yesterday. Well, I made a decision on Friday and stuff that it's just best for me and stuff to purchase my own. I tried the rental thing and stuff like that, and just ain't working out. I'm spending money on something that's not mine. And so, then I got to keep talking to people about reimbursement and all that stuff there. What I'm saying, I'd rather just go ahead and spend the money and just keep things moving that way. So, that's one of the, that's one of the things of having your own equipment. When you get your own truck, or you get your own, you get your own stuff. You're getting it for the purpose of, keep things moving. Okay, all right, this is an issue. I need to go ahead and address it and stuff. I can go ahead and take care of it. Instead, I'm in a position where I got to wait I gotta wait and get certain things done. And I understand, you know, everybody's trying to save money here and there and stuff like that. So, you know, but I'd rather take care of the issue. I'd rather take care of the issue where I am, right? Because, you know, if I'm looking at the lane of travel and stuff to get from point A to point B, that's going to cost me money and cost me time. And then when I get to the facility, how much are they going to get to me right away and stuff like that? You know, are they prepared? As opposed to me just go ahead and take care of the problem right now when I got people that's willing to go ahead and tackle the issue. And so, you know, you look at all the money and stuff that's involved in it. That's why I said I just made that decision to say, well, it's best for me to just go back to where I had my own, you know. And so again, that's my particular situation. It's not to say that it's going to be the say all and be all, you know, because if you're you may be in a situation similarly, but your circumstance may be a lot different from mine, where it allows you to go to the facility and stuff and say, okay, I have this problem, I have this problem. Yeah, okay, yeah, we'll go ahead and get it fixed and stuff like that, because you're in the area and stuff, you know, consistently. But you know, the area that I run is it takes me out of the way either way I go. You know, it's only two places where I can go to get it fixed, where they'll take care of the issue and stuff. But you know, like, and you know, that issue there and stuff. So let's see, are you going to overhaul the engine when the time comes and just get another truck? Yeah, I think, yeah, when the time comes and stuff, I just gonna get it overhauled. I just gonna get it overhauled and stuff, because I mean, again, that's just a personal preference, you know. It's just a personal preference, you know. I would like another truck and stuff, you know, something that I want. But the truck that I want is going to have to be a lot of work put into it. It's going to be a lot of work put into it and stuff. And so, you know, the people that, to get the equipment up to the way that I want it, up to specification, they're becoming more and more difficult to find and stuff, you know. Like I said, I always wanted, you know, I always wanted a Kenworth W900. It's just, if I get one, number one, it's got to be a 07, or it's got to be a 07 or older and stuff. And so, you know, being that the truck is, so we'll be in 2020 and stuff. We'll be in 2020. The truck is 14, 15 years old. It's going to need a lot of stuff, you know. First thing is, it definitely going to need is an overhaul. So the truck itself, I got to purchase the truck, and then I got to go get it overhauled. And then by the time everything is said and done and stuff, right, I got a whole bunch of money into the equipment, and then I got to make the money back, as opposed to something I already have now and stuff, you know, and it's going to do the exact same job. You know, if I need to do anything any differently and stuff, then, you know, I can just go ahead and do whatever needs to be done and stuff, and that's that. You know, it's a tool that I can use to make money at the end of the day and stuff. So, you know, but again, that's just me. I just said that what I will say is that if you have the opportunity to get what you want, right, if the opportunity is there and stuff, you know, just make sure, even if the opportunity doesn't look like it's presenting itself and stuff, sometimes it takes you having to do the searching. It doesn't mean it's going to fall on your lap or it's going to present itself to you openly. You got to ask the questions and say, well, hey man, you know, like when I got this truck from Lone Mountain, if I simply would have asked the salesman, right, when are you guys going to get some more W900s and stuff, he could have told me next month, and then I could have just said, okay, all right, well, here's my down payment, call me when my truck gets in. And that would have been the end of it and stuff, because, you know, I was serious about what I wanted to do. I had the capital on hand, And then, I worked myself up to a point to where, I could take whatever times off necessary and stuff, but that was probably, it was probably my last opportunity to get something that I really wanted because, I prior to me getting this truck, I put a lot of work in. I put a lot of work in. It was a lot of stuff that I thought that, they, I kind of lost track and stuff. It was things that I thought that I wasn't going to qualify for, right? I put in a lot of work and stuff like that. Come find out, yeah, I qualified for all of it because I was in a position where I didn't purchase a lot of things and stuff, and I paid for a lot of stuff with cash because, at the time, cash was king. So I didn't depend very much on credit, but I really opened myself up and understood the business and stuff for what it was. I put it into fruition, and I see that it paid off. But I still jumped too soon, because I wanted a nicer truck, which I got, but I could have actually got the truck I wanted had I just asked them the question. They didn't have any in stock, and so I'm like, okay. And I didn't ask, when are the next, are y'all getting any more and stuff like that? And they could have told me, yeah. Truck with Blue Money, do they report to your credit? If you're talking about Lone Mountain. Because I don't want to, I don't want to speak on something that, that isn't going to be helpful and stuff like that. Okay, Lone Mountain. Yes, Lone Mountain definitely helps your credit. Because Lone Mountain is a bank, actually. They're called Cresco. They're called Cresco Capital. So let's just say, you get the truck and you pay the truck off, right? You can deal with Cresco Capital directly and say, well, all right, guys, you purchase a truck through them and stuff. Now you got a credit history with them. So if nobody else finances you and stuff, they'll definitely finance you. Cause hey, you bought a truck, you bought a truck through our company, Lone Mountain and stuff. So what can I do for? So if you go to, let's just say you don't go to Lone Mountain and stuff like that. If you go by some other means and stuff like that and everything, then yeah, they'll finance you because they're a bank. But they rather you go through Lone Mountain, but they will finance you. I've seen it's actually a guy, and I forget his name and stuff. He actually did it and stuff. He purchased a truck through Lone Mountain. He only kept the truck a year, and then he traded the truck in. He went to Peterbilt, got him a 3.9 Peterbilt. He traded in his Lone Mountain truck and stuff, and he got it financed through Cresco Capital, which was the which are the people who financed the truck through Lone Mountain. So yeah, they help your credit. Yeah, they help your credit. They report it. They do all that good stuff. But that's just the only thing and stuff is that they're a business and they sell trucks, so they rather, if you're in the business of trying to, acquisition another truck and stuff, and they're gonna say, hey, well, we got trucks over here and stuff, Well, let's see. I done got two warnings and stuff about the phone about to go dead and everything. So, I guess that's it. I guess that concludes everything and stuff. Recognizing when you're winning. Recognize when you're winning and stuff. Look at your overall situation and stuff, and see. Okay, from where I started to where I am now and stuff. Am I doing better? Am I doing better than what I was and stuff? What information am I picking up? Okay, TBE. what information am I picking up and stuff? Am I doing better than I was last week, last month, last year, so on and so forth? You know, recognize when you're winning, you know, and if you feel like that you're sitting still and stuff, then what things I need to do in order to improve myself, because we're always in a position to where we can always use improvement, you know. We're always in a position where we can improve ourselves and stuff. And so, you know, if you're in a position to where you can learn new skill, a new trade and stuff like that, you know, take that on too, because all things and stuff can be helpful, you know, in the world of business, especially if it's productive. So, you know, do what you can while you can for as long as you can. You know, keep your time and focus your time, your energy into the right place and stuff, so you can get that resource. So, fellas, y'all know where to find me. How much is a fuel pump installed? What, on a DD15? Guys, you got to be specific if you're talking about installing fuel pump. Let's see. Okay, on DD15, it all depends on where you go and where you get the part from. So, if you get the part and stuff, I don't see them but spending maybe a few hours and stuff like that. So, don't take it to Freightliner. If your truck is not, if you don't have a newer truck and stuff, which, you know, with your fuel pump going out and stuff, I imagine you don't. But see if you can find you a shop, if you can. You know, just find you a shop and stuff like that that do those sort of things. Well, I ain't gonna say do those sort of things. You know, just find your mechanic shop and see if you can find one at a fair price. I don't see them charging maybe 3-4 hours and stuff to put that in and stuff. And that's on a worst case scenario. So, you know, just take that, multiply that by how much by how many, you know, wherever you take it to and stuff, you know, what they charge an hour. You know, if you have to take it Freightliner and stuff, then okay. But, you know, I will say that be specific and let them know that you want that and that only. That's it. If you have to take it to Freightliner or to Detroit for that matter. But most people and stuff can put fuel pumps in maybe, you know, maybe about 3 or 4 hours. So you just take that, multiply it by how many hours and stuff it takes. And if you can, get the part yourself. You know, go to Freightliner and get the part and stuff there. You know. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's my time. My contact information and stuff be on the page and stuff. Feel free to hit me up. I do say text me first. Let me know who you are. Let me know what the subject matter and stuff is about. That way I can be prepared when I respond to you and stuff, so we can go in constructive dialogue. And as always, it's your man right here telling you, continue to do your research, fact finding, and studies. Harnessing your skills every day. Until next time we talk, next time we meet, be safe, be easy, and peace out.